Hey guys, what's up? Before we get into today's video, there will be no spoiler-free review due to time constraints. So this is a very spoiler-heavy review. Watch at your own risk if you have not yet played Breath of the Wild. This is also part 1 of 2 of this review. This game was absolutely huge and therefore needed to be divided into 2 parts to do it justice. Also, this video contains my personal opinion. If you don't like it, don't take it personally. We can all have a respectful dialogue even if we disagree. They say the beauty of gaming is that there's so much to love, so many genres to choose from that it's okay if you don't like a game. There are others to play. What if that game you don't like is a classic, one of the many that reinvented itself over the years to have fans drooling and proclaiming their love at the top of their lungs? Zelda Breath of the Wild is a vast game that will have longtime fans in ecstasy, while those who have no real attachment, like myself, feeling irritated, underwhelmed, and slightly disappointed. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be diving into the first part of my very spoiler-heavy review for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Waking up from a 100-year nap, Link, a beloved Hyrulean warrior and protector of Princess Zelda, needs to once again protect against the evils and help steal away Ganon. Themes and concepts of this game are very straightforward. You wake up from the best nap of your life, piece together your memories slowly throughout the game, and gain the aid of divine beasts to help in defeating Ganon once and for all. Link, our beloved hero who speaks in actions and not words, tells us all we need to know about him and the world surrounding. The base of everything this game has to offer is just that. It's simplistic and everything is on the table in front of the player to consume. There's no abstract points to deep dive into, and that's fine. A game doesn't need to be deep to be good, but Breath of the Wild almost spoon feeds their players to a point of there being no real challenge present. And like I said, you don't need a challenge for there to be a good time with a game or for it to be meaningful in any way. But when I was playing through at least the first 8 chapters of this game, it felt overly simplistic to the point of where the game was telling you every step and what to do, every direction of where you need to go. And to be babysat like that in a game to that extent, I feel it takes away the fun and adventure of it at times. Don't get me wrong, there were some side quests and some bits and pieces of the adventure of where I found where I wasn't even directed to, where I thought it was really adorable and really fun. But most of the time, you know, at least for like the main part of where you have to go to each divine beast, it was so guided and it was overly annoying to the point of where I would like be reminded by other main characters of where you need to go. Breath of the Wild creates a simplistic atmosphere with overly complex hoops to jump. I was playing in a universe with amazing characters and a beautiful surrounding, but an overly simplified plotline. So to me, it seemed like I was doing a lot for very little payoff and a very predictable storyline. Going into this game, I only had experience with 2 Zelda games previous, The Wind Waker and Oracle of Seasons. Both of those were integral parts of my childhood and created a sense of wonder and mystery in my childlike developing brain. That's why when going into this game, I thought I was going to love it more than I did. Zelda's stories were always very straightforward, but at least Wind Waker held some sort of mystery and certain points there would be exciting adventures that I couldn't wait to go on. In Breath of the Wild, so far, I feel like there's no mystery and I know everything I need to know. What areas I need to cover, what goals need to be met in order to finish the game. And that was one of the truly disappointing parts about it. It seemed too predictable at a certain point. It seemed like with all of the beauty that was in the game, it was kind of like the honeymoon phase just wore off eventually. And Hyrule just seemed bland and predictable. Okay, so there is something I really liked about this game. The controls in this are truly incredible when they're broken down into their finite parts. Link can climb anywhere. Stones, houses, waterfalls, whatever it is, Link can climb it. You can also visually see where you are placing a marker on a map so you can go there. Like you can visibly see that marker, and I love that. That kind of visualization for me is so crucial in a lot of games. Also, the entirety of the Switch being able to move it back and forth. I was in one shrine and you had to like move the entire body of the Switch back and forth to get a ball into the correct area, and I thought that was so cool. Or even you have one one of the many runes at your disposal to use. I feel like all the runes that you have are so unique and they're utilized in so many different ways that it makes the experience a little less predictable, if that makes sense. It makes the experience a little bit better to go through because you have so many different runes and so many ways to figure out each puzzle that you can go through. This game's main shining points are the controls and the characters. The character interactions are some of the sassiest and well done I've seen from Nintendo. Having a woman get mad at Link for damaging her flowers than actually doing damage to Link was quite funny. Other than that, this game leaves me with no interest to continue other than finishing it for the review. Where the game really makes me question things is the weapon durability, how fast Link's health drops, and the stamina. Now, as someone who loves Souls games and is no stranger to a good old stamina bar, I have to say, this one's a joke. Even Dark Souls Remastered gives more running time than Link is given in Breath of the Wild. Even if Link bumps into the elbow of Water Blight Ganon, he's dead. Link, a strong Hyrulean warrior who dies by a single touch. That's not the arc I was really expecting. Besides Link's lack of physical prowess, the weapon's durability is truly upsetting. In a few hits, the weapons are just done, unless it's a higher power, but even then, the weapon's breaking in just a few hits is obscene, and I hope it gets fixed in Tears of the Kingdom. With completing the boss Waterblight Ganon and being more than halfway through the game, I have the choice to fight Ganon and take on the Divine Beasts, which originally you could just take on Ganon and fight all of the beasts there in the castle, or you could take them on individually and then only have to fight Ganon at the end. Leaving the player with these choices on where to take their adventure is wise, considering how big the game really is, and Tears of the Kingdom is even bigger. I feel as if games nowadays that are built to be huge are just massive to be massive. I see no reason to have a game be more than 10 hours, unless you're telling an intricate story that needs multiple characters, variances in plot, and exploration. This game doesn't have all of that. This game is simple enough and to the point of where you could theoretically finish this game in a couple of days if you know what you're doing, for the main storyline that is, not the side quests. With finishing now more than half of the game, completing some of the shrines, and experiencing bits of nostalgia here and there with the music and character interactions, I can say that I am underwhelmed and left wondering if this was the first Zelda game to have ever been released, would it get the praise it does without having the history of what it is to back it up? But you guys, that was it for my review of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and got something out of it. If you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.